Right, now I've just recovered from Yan Blachowicz beating Israel Adesanya. It's time to talk about the people's co-main events. Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling took place on the feature fight of the main card of UFC 259, which is just wrapped up, and there's a bunch of controversy right now about Aljamain Sterling and how he got the win. It was a DQ win. Petr Yan landed an illegal knee in the 4th round of the bout after battering Aljamain Sterling around in that 3rd round, and for the vast majority of that 4th round as well. Petr Yan was on his way to a dominant win, probably by TKO against Aljamain Sterling, and he was slowly and methodically picking apart Sterling, dunking him on the ground. Even in the grappling situations, Aljamain Sterling was losing to Petr Yan. I picked Aljamain Sterling to beat Petr Yan this weekend. He did, technically on record. I don't even count it, man. I was wrong. I thought that Aljamain Sterling was going to go out there and simply be better than Petr Yan, because I didn't think that Yan had been proven yet against top competition like Aljamain Sterling had. But Yan went out there, and even as a guy who picked Aljamain Sterling, Yan went out there and showed who the real champion is, and he battered Aljamain Sterling in those later rounds. Now, the only round that was close and competitive, I think you can maybe give the 2nd round to Aljo, maybe. And that's at a push as well, and I will get these stats up. In the 1st round, can't go to Aljo because he got dropped in the 1st round, and I'll tell you this as well. I called this live while watching it. I thought Petr Yan was using amazing fight IQ, which eventually wasn't so amazing in the 4th round when he threw that illegal knee, which we'll talk about in a second, because I know everyone wants me to say Aljamain Sterling is an actor. We'll get to that, don't you worry about it. I will make my point about Aljamain Sterling. Just let me get through how I feel about the fight, okay? Because I'm furious about Aljamain Sterling. But still, Petr Yan in the 1st round, covering up, doing quite well defensively, but taking a lot of shots off Aljo, finds his moment to drop Aljo to the ground. He also dropped Aljo in round 3 as well after battering him there, and it was just a systematic beatdown after the 2nd round, where it was almost as if Petr Yan just said, right, now I smash, brother. You know, like, now it's time to destroy you. As soon as the 2nd round was over, Yan made a mental switch in his mind to sort of say, okay, I'm going to start trying now. And he started plastering Aljamain Sterling all around the cage, battering him non-stop. Aljamain Sterling looked like he was gassing out completely from the body shots of Petr Yan. Yan hurt him to the body with a body kick as well at one point, and maybe could have stolen him another round. But Aljamain Sterling's only argument is round 2. And that's the only round he can possibly win. And I don't know how he can win round 1 while being dropped on the floor in round 1. I know he outstruck Petr Yan, but you get dropped, you lose the round. Typically, that's how it works in MMA, but apparently not. It's looked like he was battering Petr Yan in the 1st round and almost finished Yan. Yan dropped him in that round. He should have been given the 1st round. Got the 3rd round, dropped Aljo there as well. And it was just a systematic beatdown. But now let's talk about that golden moment where Aljamain Sterling won his Oscar for the evening. And I know that he was crying. I'm very aware, and I know I would do the same thing in the situation. I would take the belt, I would take the money. I'm not a pro fighter, I don't live by their code, I don't live by the Lionheart code, which I think we should start calling this from now on, where you do recover from those moments. Sterling was getting battered by Yan in that fight really badly. He did very well in the 1st round and decent in the 2nd round as well, but Yan started battering him in the 3rd, really beating him up in the 4th as well. Even though Aljamain Sterling was landing good shots, Yan was all over him. Now let's talk about the moment, okay? Yan lands an illegal blow. Now this is Yan's fault as well. I know that Petr Yan fans are going to be angry, and they're going to be blaming this all on Aljamain Sterling. And at first, I did the same because it's on Aljamain Sterling once the foul has been committed to see if he's going to continue or not. Yan landed the illegal knee. That's not okay. Now, it is on Yan's corner rather than Petr Yan, because he was looking at Aljamain Sterling. He didn't know if he was down from the angle he was looking at him from. Didn't see if his knee was touching the ground. So he looks over at his corner, asks his corner if he can land shots here with kicks. His corner says yes. Championship level corner. Doesn't know what a grounded opponent is or what the rules of MMA are. And Yan throws the illegal knee. And Aljamain Sterling goes backwards. He's hurt. I want to say this though. And this is a fact. Ben Askren and Jairzinho Rozenstruik, when Ben Askren fought Jorge Masvidal and Jairzinho Rozenstruik fought Francis Ngannou, recovered quicker than Aljamain Sterling. That needs to be mentioned right now, okay? I know there's going to be a lot of people out there defending Aljamain Sterling right now, and I'm sure there are in my comments as well. He milked that shit so much, and he cried, and he really put on a great performance. I swear to God, I've never seen something so obviously acted out in my life. He acted as if he was going out again at one point, okay? The doctor came into the ring. He realized that the doctor was speaking to him, and the doctor started saying, if you can't continue, we're going to have to stop this, and it'll be a... And as soon as the doctor started speaking to Aljamain Sterling, Sterling started wandering off with his eyes like he was seeing Yan's knee come towards him again. And I'm not joking, you guys. He literally fainted and fake flopped backwards once more. He was up on his bum, looking at the referee, looking at the doctors, blinking, trying to get a little bit better. I feel like he could have recovered. The doctor came in, started talking to Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling literally did this. Oh, hey, doctor, you're in, looking at me. Oh, another knee out of nowhere, an imaginary knee. And just started flopping to the side. It was the most obvious acting display I've ever seen in my life. And the funniest part about everything is, Aljamain Sterling's one big line about Petr Yan was that he was a paper champ. You know? You just can't write things better than that. Aljamain Sterling's one line against Petr Yan this entire time has been that Yan wasn't the real champion and didn't deserve the belt and he was a paper champ. And now Aljamain Sterling literally took the easy way out. I swear he could have continued, man. I swear he was okay for a second talking to the referee. I know he flopped backwards and he was laying down and he was hurt, I'm sure. He got back up to his base with his bum, sat up, looking at the referee, looking at the doctor. The doctor started speaking to him, and he just started, oh no, oh. It was such a fake thing. Askren and Yazinho Rozenstruik against Francis Ngannou recovered quicker from a hit than Aljamain Sterling, who took that knee. And Aljamain Sterling, I believe, knew in that moment that if he continued that fight, he was about 1 or 2 minutes away from being TKO'd and stopped in general and completely battered by Petr Yan. I picked Aljamain Sterling to win. The blame is also on Yan. It has to be. He threw an illegal shot. He'll learn not to do that in future. I'm sure we need to start learning that. I know a lot of people were talking about how the referee told Yan that there was 3 points of contact on the ground and that Aljamain is a grounded opponent. Yan doesn't fucking understand English. I'm sure from now on, maybe, for title fights especially, the fucking referees who have not too much to do other than on fight night should maybe rehearse some languages to communicate with these championship level fighters at a much higher degree. And I think if a referee does not know every single rule that he reads out to an opponent in every language, especially if he knows ahead of time that a guy is Russian, he should be... What are these referees doing for their money? Learn some Russian. Learn how to communicate with Petr Yan in the cage. He has no idea what you're saying. He landed an illegal knee, fair play. I don't understand how a judge had Sterling winning up until that point. Yan was about to batter Sterling. I picked Aljamain Sterling to win. I was wrong. I am sorry. Yan is the best bantamweight in the world by far. And let's talk about the grappling more now we've got away from this knee situation. The grappling of Yan... I thought like Aljo, oh, well, he's going to get outstruck a little bit, but maybe he lands some good shots in the early rounds and starts to smother Yan a little bit, because Yan likes everything perfect, and he doesn't like it when people are a little bit messy with him. And I thought to myself, well, at least in the grappling, Aljamain Sterling's going to have something that he can fall back on. Petr Yan literally shut down the grappling of Aljo and just started dunking him on the ground like a fucking bitch. Aljamain Sterling, the guy who choked out Corey Sandhagen in round 1, and I know the fight doesn't go that way 10 out of 10 times, don't get me wrong, but he choked out Corey Sandhagen in round 1. Yan dunked him like a bitch in grappling. Yan is not going to be beaten at bantamweights for a very long time. This was a deciding factor. I know that he technically lost, but in my mind, he won that fight and battered Aljamain and would have gone on to batter Aljamain even more, maybe with a 10-8 round in the 5th if Aljamain Sterling survived. He was completely gassed out, and I'll tell you this as well. I said this live while watching. Yan knew that Sterling would gas out. He was landing good shots to the body. He wasn't headhunting early, and when he did, he managed to drop Aljamain Sterling in the first round with a big headshot. He wasn't headhunting early. He was going to the body. He landed great body kicks, great leg kicks as well. Very smart fight from Petr Yan until the illegal knee. He showed great fight IQ until the illegal knee. That was terrible fight IQ. However, throughout this fight, it was very clear to see Petr Yan's the best bantamweight in the world. And Aljamain Sterling, I know that people are going to say you don't know what was going on in his head. I've never seen a more obvious display of acting in my life. I'm so sorry. I know that he has every right to get the belt. And I know that people are going to say, dude, Yan did the illegal knee. You should be mad at him. Aljamain Sterling could have fucking continued after a 5-minute break. I have no doubt in my mind, but he knew that he was getting fucking figured out and battered and exposed in that fight cardio-wise, and Yan was only going to do it worse to him in the end of the 4th round, and including the 5th round as well. I think that Yan would have TKO'd him in the 5th. If Aljo survived till the end of the 4th, Yan would have finished him in the 5th. In fact, if Aljo got back up and resumed the 4th round with the extra 20 seconds, I think Yan might have battered him as well with a bit of a breather. A little bit more pop in his shots, landing some good shots on Aljo. Yan is the best bantamweight on the planet, and he proved that tonight with a dominant win over Aljamain Sterling. But Aljo is just a little... He's not a coward because he got in the cage with Petr Yan. I understand. But he ain't no fucking Anthony Smith. And that's really given me a newfound respect for Anthony Smith, because he had the same option and he was absolutely fine, and he took an illegal knee from John Jones. Aljamain Sterling took an illegal knee from Petr Yan and he couldn't fucking take it, okay? I think he milked it completely. I know that the online world agrees with me here, massively, I'm assuming. And I do agree. Darren Till agrees with me, and that's the only seal of approval I need right now. Aljamain Sterling milked it because he wanted the belt, he wanted the money, he wanted the guaranteed rematch. And I'll tell you this, if Aljamain Sterling gets back up and loses that fight, he may not ever get a title shot ever again in his career. And I think all of those things were running through his mind. And then as soon as the doctor came in, another knee, and imagine, I just can't move. I'm sorry, you know when that happens, where you get hit with a knee and then you get hit with another imaginary knee a couple of seconds later? That's just happened to me. Are you buying it, doctor? Is the doctor still here? Hey, Aljo, you're still breathing? You okay? Yeah, I'm fine, doc. My bad, doctor. I'm just going to go to sleep again. Another knee landed. Another imaginary knee. My bad, doctor. Did they stop the fight? Oh. Anyway, I'm just going to have another nap. Yeah, it's just such a fucking... It was so stupid to watch him fake that shit. I hate it. He was literally... Man, I'm sorry. I feel bad for Aljo because he was concussed. He was getting, and regardless of the knee, he was concussed, in my opinion. He got dropped multiple times. He was getting battered against the cage. He was getting smacked with big shots and rocked all over the place. He was concussed without the knee landing, in my opinion. So in his mind, if I fucking get back up, I'm gonna get fucking smashed and exposed and derailed completely. I'm gonna get smashed if I get back up here. So in his mind, he's thinking on the spot, I'm gonna probably milk this and get my belt. It was pathetic though, man. And after calling Yan a paper champ for so long, we have the most undeserving champion ever known in the UFC. And he broke the Lionheart code, which I think should be mentioned more often. And he milked that shit for all it was worth to get himself a belt. I want to see a rematch. I picked Aljamain in this one. And technically I got myself right, so I don't mind. But it was terrible. And if there is a rematch, I am 1000% picking Petr Yan. He even beat Aljo in the grappling. I can't express that enough. He was dunking Aljo on his fucking head in the grappling. I don't even know how to explain how good Petr Yan is. I don't understand how he did it. And I'll never pick against him again. He's going to fucking obliterate Aljo in the rematch. And I don't even think he loses that first round. I think the reason why he went so laxed up on the first round is to try and get Aljo to gas out and see what Aljo's grappling was all about and try and conserve his energy so he could defend the takedowns. Knowing that he can easily defend the takedowns, I think Yan's going to just switch on from the get-go and batter him from the beginning. Those body shots were too nasty. Aljamain Sterling's too green on the feet. He leaves himself open way too much. I don't know how they only scored one knockdown. There was two very clearly in the fight. And yeah, not Yan. Sorry, that's a different Yan. Both of the Yans went crazy tonight. Petr Yan is a savage. I'm on Team Yan from now on. He beats Aljo in a rematch. He beats Sandhagen. He whoops the floor with Dillashaw. Forget about it. Let's make a rematch. I say give it some time. I know that Aljo might need a bit of a time off for the concussion and stuff, you know what I mean? Because he did take a beating there. I'd say get them on the card with Figueiredo versus Moreno 2, the rematch. Let's have a double rematch card. There's controversy in both. There's competitiveness in both. There's not competitiveness in both. Aljo is Aljo is getting figured out and battered. Let's be real. There's not competitiveness. Let's just have Yan beat him again to have the official bantamweight champion of the world crowned as he should be. Don't throw any fucking illegal knees, Yan. And I know that Yan's probably fucking hating himself right now because he was on the way to beating Aljo and defending his title and proving himself as a top pound-for-pound fighter and the bantamweight champion of the world for good. The real best bantamweight champion in the world. The real best bantamweight in the world, sorry. The rematch goes to Yan. Aljo milked that shit. But he has the option to because Yan gave him that option. And that's on Yan and that's on Yan's corner. Aljo milked the fuck out of that shit. And he's pathetic for doing so. And it wasn't that he didn't take the out. I'm not complaining that he took the out. I'm complaining about the acting that went on before it. It was fucking fake as fuck. The Oscar goes to Aljamain Sterling. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Jairzinho Rozenstruik was awake before Aljamain Sterling was. Goodbye.